Hey, it's your guy, EC Eric Clemens, your baby boomer cruiser. I'm on the beautiful deck of the beautiful Celebrity Equinox. We're about to head on another adventure. I certainly appreciate you joining me for the last one when we went halfway around the world, all the way from Honolulu to Australia. This time we're doing another first. We're going to be doing our first back-to-back cruise. That's right, a back-to-back right here on the Celebrity Equinox, leaving out of Fort Lauderdale, Florida, hitting the ABC Islands in Grand Cayman, the ABCs being Aruba, Bonaire, and Curacao, coming back to Fort Lauderdale, and then heading out for a Southern Caribbean adventure to places like Barbados, Antigua, Martinique, and others on a real great 10-night Southern Caribbean adventure. So you know how we do. We check out the comfort, we check out the food, the entertainment, the amenities, and tell you all about it. So come on with me. Come on with me on another great adventure here on the Baby Boomer Cruiser. We'll be getting it all started right after this. We make up the biggest part of the industry. I'll get the goods for you and me, 'cause I'm the Baby Boomer Cruiser. Where should I go? What's good to eat? I tell you if the cabin's good for sleep, 'cause I'm the Baby Boomer Cruiser. Food, activities, excursions, amenities, I got them all for you, 'cause I'm the Baby Boomer Cruiser. I got it all for ya. The Baby Boomer Cruiser. I got the news for ya. Despite record rains which produced heavy flooding in Fort Lauderdale, we arrived late the night before embarkation and had no trouble getting to Port Everglades on the day of our cruise. The boarding process was smooth, presenting no obstacles as we easily were on board within 15 minutes of arrival. As you've probably guessed by now, we made our way up to the Ocean View Cafe, and the buffet-style lunch never lets us down. There were plenty of food choices and dessert options as well. Why are we always so hungry on boarding day? Anyway, after eating more than we probably should have, we then had to check out the space we'd call home over the next 9 nights. I am here inside of our Ocean View cabin aboard the Celebrity Equinox. It is a very spacious cabin, plenty of room for everything you'll need to have a marvelous cruise aboard this fantastic ship. First of all, to my left are the closets, and they are very large, plenty of room to hang your things up. My wife and I have unpacked. We figure you wouldn't want to watch us do that on this video here. So plenty of room for shoes and shirts and pants and everything. Shoes can go up on the top shelf. Let me open her side. Avalanche about, no, I'm kidding, no avalanche, but plenty of room for everything that you have to hang up or store. And then to my right, we have a nice little desk with a full mirror here that's lighted so you can see that you look pretty good before you go out to dinner and everything. Big screen TV. My wife and I are not TV fans aboard a cruise, but if you are, you can dial up some movies and do everything there. One caveat about this cabin, however, is that even though the ship was scheduled to be refurbished in 2019, it was reportedly refurbished in 2019, there are no USB ports that my wife and I have noticed in this room at all. So we had to bring a USB extender to give ourselves a chance to charge our telephones and everything else. Other than that, you are good to go with this cabin here, and plenty of room to get things done. Nice full couch, nice leather couch with a small table to give you a chance to eat snacks or have coffee or breakfast indoors. There's a mini fridge here with a mini bar, a safe to store your valuables, and 5 drawers for all your undergarments and socks and other things that you might put there. The bed has plenty of storage underneath for your luggage, and over the top for anything extra on either side. And of course, the sleeping quarters aboard Celebrity cruises are very comfortable. My wife and I always look forward to the good night's sleep we're going to get aboard the Celebrity cruise. And of course, the best thing about an Ocean View cabin is that picturesque window that you can look out and see the ocean and see the ports of call you're going to visit along the way. The cabin bathroom provides ample space for one at a time, with some nice perks as well. It offers plenty of cabinet space on top, which my wife and I use to the max, and there's space beneath with an additional cabinet as well. It has a nice modern sink with small shelf to boot. The shower, with its sliding doors, is big enough for one at a time. It also comes with quality shampoo, conditioner, and shower gel. Heck, there's even lotion included if you forgot your own. After getting cozy with our accommodations, we had 2 nights to explore what the Equinox has to offer. This was our last ship taken before the pandemic back in December of 2019, and I really didn't remember very much about her, as that trip was for total relaxation only. Now we were going to be on board for 19 nights total, and we wanted to see every inch. The main hub of the ship is the Grand Foyer, elegantly designed for the sounds, activities, and people to flow up several levels. Ship business and main entertainment acts are featured on Deck 3, with bars and entertainment opportunities that go all the way up several decks without being removed from seeing or hearing the action. I often hear from folks, I wouldn't want to be stuck on a ship for 19 nights. Well, I got news for you, neither would I. But there's no way you're stuck with so many options and activities available on board. You can see them all in the daily planner. It's so much going on that you'll never do it all. And of course, all that comes with the perk that you don't have to cook or clean up after yourself. From taking in the pool days basking in the sun, to spending time at various spots on deck playing card games while the ocean breeze or the air conditioning blows, the day is yours. There are no slides, rock walls, or roller coasters on the Equinox, but lots of good music, dance classes, and other activities to pass the time. Fitness-minded passengers can get their workouts in with state-of-the-art equipment in the gym, or you can get in your workout classes, or simply zone out and do nothing at all. But there's always something going on board. My friends and I had a chance to get things started with a buzz with a wine tasting on our first sea day. We sampled wines from all over the world, much to our tipsy delight, for a small additional charge. Another plus for me is that celebrity ships offer excellent wine selections by the glass or bottle. Live music was just about everywhere, and when the music wasn't live, we checked out 2 or 3 times this sailing an interesting experience called the Silent Disco, which offers each guest headphones with 2 to 3 different musical era options you can switch through. It's quite the sight to see hundreds of people dancing and singing together, yet to different rhythms, all alone with their headphones, yet many will break into musical teams based on the color of the channel they've selected. You gotta try it if you don't know what I'm talking about. It is a blast. Itinerary, of course, also is important, and our first leg on the Equinox back-to-back included stops in Grand Cayman, Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire. We got things started right in Grand Cayman with a tender excursion around the Coral Bay Beach. The rum punch, the music, and the scenery was spectacular. Next stop, Aruba, where we booked an excursion for a beach day. While it was very nice, natural erosion left very little beach to speak of, but we made the best of it, enjoying the cool water and nice beach flow created with the help of our hosts. Limited beach, but a very good time. When back on board, we enjoyed dinner in the elegant main dining room. We chose the anytime option and usually ate by 6:30 p.m. I've always found Celebrity's food taste and selection of very high quality. It didn't let us down this time either.
Oh, bless us.
If you get the chance, research a day pass to a resort hotel. We did this on our stop in Curacao. What a wonderful time we had without crowded beaches, and at the forefront was relaxation and some pretty good food, as lunch was included in the price of the day pass at this Marriott beachfront resort. We booked dinner that night at the ship's La Petite Chef restaurant. This is an interactive dining experience the entire family can enjoy, with projection and animated elements that allow you to see the little chef prepare your meals. And the meals? Oh, yes. Every course was out of this world. I highly recommend this specialty restaurant. It's well worth the additional charge with excellent food and entertainment from the little guy. The next day, we toured Bonaire, which is known for natural salt deposits and flamingo nests. I was amazed at the quarters built for those who worked the salt mines in the past. I couldn't get a great shot of most of the wildlife, but it was nice to catch a glimpse on our own tour of this nice island. It seemed like the snap of a finger, and wouldn't you know it, we were already heading back to Fort Lauderdale for the end of the first leg of our journey. We often spent mornings at the Sunset Bar for some great breezes and views from the very aft of the ship. We were moving down a cabin level for our second leg, so those of us doing back-to-backs had a special meeting to get instructions from the staff on what to do. To our surprise, we were told to leave our closets exactly as they were and just pack our personals. Celebrity would handle every aspect of our cabin switch. After docking, we joined roughly 200 other guests who were doing the same and were escorted to the cruise terminal lobby for a few moments before we returned to the ship to roam about or relax before the next group of happy passengers would begin boarding. Same ship, new itinerary, new cabin. As you can see, we've arrived safe and sound in our interior cabin for the second leg of our Celebrity Equinox Southern Caribbean vacation. Everything is exactly the same. The layout's exactly the same. When we arrived in the room, everything we hung in the closet in our ocean view cabin on the first leg was in our closet here for the second leg. Couple of things in our suitcases we had to unpack ourselves, but it was a smooth and seamless transition. The only thing missing, and it's a pretty obvious thing, over my left shoulder here, the big picture window, which would allow the sunshine in and everything else and let us see the beautiful sights as we make our way down to the Southern Caribbean. Other than that, I think we can survive. Again, the layout exactly the same. The bathroom is exactly the same. The storage area above and below the bed exactly the same. The same amount of drawers, the exact same layout. And also exactly the same thing in the event that, of course, there are no USB outlets to be found anywhere in the room. So if you stay in an interior or ocean view cabin aboard the Equinox, you better bring you a USB extension to charge your watches and your other electronics. Other than that, we are perfectly ready to go and ready to take on this second leg of our exciting back-to-back adventure. Just as on the first leg, we started with 2 nights at sea before visiting Antigua. And on day 4, we had a beach day excursion in St. Lucia. A long bus ride and sardine-like packed beach accommodations later, it was a day we quickly put into our rear-view mirror. And sometimes on these things you miss, but we made the best of it, as the water was quite the relief from the hot and packed conditions. We also made up for it when we got back on board that night by attending a rock show in the theater, which is a beautiful spot to catch the ship's entertainment acts. We also took in a nice glass-blowing demonstration on one of the upper decks. Yeah, you guessed it, Celebrity has just about everything.
I'm always putting you in the shade when we stop, okay? I'm trying my best. So this is Hotel de Ville, this is the City Hall.
We walked on our next stops to get a more in-depth feel for Barbados and Fort-de-France, Martinique. Our very knowledgeable and friendly tour guide led us to classic French and African influences of this city, and we also experienced its culture firsthand. The heavy Roman Catholic influence was still evident, with most businesses closed on Sunday, which was the day we happened to be there. After spending a day just walking around St. Kitts, it was time to head back to Fort Lauderdale after 2 more sea days. This first back-to-back cruise allowed us to experience just about everything the Equinox offers its passengers and to get up close and personal with many of the Caribbean spots we visited. We had a chance to enjoy the parties and the excitement that often builds amongst passengers when we all realize the inevitable. Our magical journey is just about over. For us, 19 nights of exploration, relaxation, and fun, and it was another thing that we can now take off the bucket list. Well, the sun has risen on what was our final night of this 19-night journey that took us to the ABC Islands, Grand Cayman, and then the Southern Caribbean. Every night of this journey, the meals, the itinerary, the activities, everything about the Celebrity Equinox was fantastic in my opinion. Could do a little improvement on the music for us baby boomers. I've already gotten into that, but listen, I would recommend it to anyone who loves cruising as much as I do. Try back-to-back at some point. It could be a 5 and 5, a 7 and 7, or like we did, a 10 and 9. Anyway, a back-to-back is the way to go every once in a while. I wouldn't recommend it every time, but every once in a while is really nice to be able to stay aboard the ship. One more favor I ask of you is to subscribe and like the channel. It helps me out a lot, and I promise to take you on each and every adventure that I go on aboard the seas. And in parting, I say to you, wherever you decide to sail upon the rivers, lakes, oceans, and seas on this great planet we call Earth, I wish you happy sailing. This is Eric Clemens, your baby boomer cruiser, saying, see you next time.